Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Green Effect Podcast, Season 2, Episode number 3, Going Solo. Few things solo episode, I am going to talk about is being cooped up. Everyone on edge, apparently talking to yourself. Is anyone else feeling a little crazy right now and on edge and just getting mad at everybody? Right here, number one, doing that for sure. The market. Let's just talk about this real estate market, house sales, what we're seeing. Will it continue? We talk about the B word, me working out, my story. Why am I doing it? The history behind it, and why I think it's important for everyone to do something. Finally, and really quick at the end, following sports teams. Is anyone having trouble doing this? Canceled games, missing players, weird venues, nobody in the stands. Let's talk about it. Here we go. Episode number 3.
Welcome to the Green Effect Podcast. Finance, life, business, and everything in between. And now, your host, Stephen Green.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Green Effect Podcast, Season 2, Episode number 3. Going solo on this one. We had a big lineup of people who wanted to be on the show, but you know what? Couldn't make it happen. If you want to be on the show and you want to come on and talk, let's talk. Buzz me, send me an email, message me. Love to have you on. All right, let's get right to it. A few things I want to talk about this week. So, is anyone else noticing that we're all cooped up and everyone seems to be on edge? Does anybody else notice this? I would say the last month or so, even I've been on edge. It's like one of those things where everyone seems to be in just a, let's say, sensitive mood, if that's the nice way to put it. I think, as human beings, we're not used to this. We're not used to the, being locked up, being isolated from others. And I just find that, man, even I'm on edge. I've got to kind of get out there. We're going to talk about me kind of working out a little later on in the show, but I'm really noticing there's a lot of people just very short-tempered right now, and I'm one of them. It's things happen at work or they happen at home or whatever, and I also have to back off a little bit and kind of say, well, okay, is it really that bad? Do I have to get really angry at that? It's are you guys feeling this way? Tell me about it if you are, because I'm there. I'm like totally there on this right now. So if you are one of those people that's short-tempered right now because lockdowns going on and stuff like that, I'm with you. I am totally with you on this. So okay, topic change. The market. Let's talk about this market that's happening right now in real estate. So does anybody look down the street at a house and it's sold, and then you check to find out what it's sold for and just ask yourself, seriously, that just happened? Did that seriously just happen? Do I now live in $1 million home that was a $300,000 home a few years ago? Is anybody else getting that sense right now? If you want to lose hours of your life and never ever get it back, there's an app, and I don't know if it's on Android. I'm an iOS guy, but if you go on, I'm assuming it's on Android, but it's an app called Home Sigma. And what Home Sigma does is it actually shows, like almost the day after, what a house was listed for and what it was sold for. Now, I noticed the data is probably about 2 or 3 years old. It's a newer app, but if you want to find out what homes are selling for, I'm telling you, go on this app, and if you can stomach it, it's all in there, and it's a rabbit hole. So just when you start, just make sure you've got a few hours, okay, to give up on this thing, because it just shows everything. It shows the history of the house. It shows the pictures. It's crazy. But, I'm starting to hear the B word, bubble. Are we in a bubble? Are we not in a bubble? And, let's just look at what's happening, and then you guys can decide what's going on. We have there's historic low rates, and then there's the rates that people are offering right now, on mortgages. a lot of people are still working. There are some that are not, but a lot of people are still working. And you have people that are just simply not moving, so there's just no inventory. If you want to get a sense of where the market is, have a look at my social media pretty much every Monday morning, and I'm putting up the inventory numbers for areas around where I live, and the inventory numbers are just insane. So have a look at that when you get a chance. But those other three things I mentioned, it's crazy. It's a perfect storm for, like I said, looking at the simple things that are happening. A sharp increase in prices over a short period of time, is that a trend, or is that the B word, right? Is that a bubble type thing? And I don't know. I don't know. Nobody really knows. And the fact that, we have government not stepping in to slow things down, not asking for that to happen. But, the fact that that's not happening, I don't know. I honestly don't know if that's where we're at or not. But again, you got to look at what's happening, right? Sharp increase of prices, sold homes in a very short period. And I think, is this 2017 part two? One would argue it's even worse right now. So, let's see what happens with this. Check my social media on a weekly basis to see what the months of inventory are. That gives a really good sense of, are we in a seller's market? Are we in a buyer's market? I don't think we've been in a buyer's market in years since I can remember we were in a buyer's market. So, it's a crazy time. I look at my wife and I, and, we're a COVID stereotype where we haven't moved because we've renovated the house and we don't want to sell and buy in the same market. So, different things like that to look at, but definitely watch the months of inventory. Watch to see if the government makes rule changes to mortgages, because that's how you slow it down, right? That's how you slow down the mortgage, the real estate market. So, one other thing I've spoke about in previous shows, and I think it kind of comes down to everyone being on edge and being cooped up. I got to share a story. I think back in November, I wrote an email to the trainers that actually works with our volleyball club. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a competitive volleyball coach, been a volleyball coach for many, many years. And being the smart guy that I am, beginning of 2019, I decided to start my own volleyball club. Why not? Like other business owners will say that started in that area. I'm pretty sure, or in that timeline, I'm pretty sure they didn't expect a pandemic to slow the world down. But we do have fantastic trainers that I've actually worked with in years past with some of my really successful teams that I've coached. And so I sent them an email, Phil and Roberta, and I said, I've just had enough. I've had enough of not feeling good. I'm no longer active. I'm cooped up in the house. I go house, office, home, house, office, home. And I wrote the email, and I just said, get me, let's get going. Let's get a workout going. Let's do something, because I just felt horrible about how I felt and how I was tired all the time, the whole bit. So I'm on this journey right now of trying to, I want to say get in shape, but I think it's not really just get in shape. It's feeling better about myself. And so started up in November, December, lockdown came, and I found I didn't do any of the really cool virtual sessions they were offering in place of the in-person. And of course, we couldn't do in-person because the gym was closed. And I'm back to the gym now, because when we entered red, they were allowed a certain number of people. And of course, everything's by appointment, so it worked out well. But I will tell you, if you are someone who is struggling to get through this because, you're, like I said, you're angry all the time, you're not feeling good or whatever, man, I'm telling you from experience, I'm not saying go get a personal trainer or whatever, but, get active. Try to do something active, because it'll be the best thing that you do. And I feel that way. And, it's my time to myself, because I think a lot of us have these responsibilities, and, other people come first sometimes. And I think my message to you, I don't know if it sounds too preachy or not, but man, seriously, take care of yourself. Definitely take care of yourself if you can, because, you've only got one person, and it's you. And just speaking from experience, folks, do what you can to have that better life. I'll end on this with this topic. There's I want to call it a sign or a cute little thing inside the workout facility that I go to, and it says, what does it say? It says, stay actively fit while you're alive and die in shape, or something like that. So, it's one of those things where I'm starting to try to wrap my brain around, living my best life, we'll say. And, I don't want to feel tired and crappy all the time. So something to think about for sure. Last thing, I'd love to hear from you on this. Big sports fan I am. Is anybody else having trouble following professional sports right now? If you're a sports person, is anyone else having an issue just following your favorite sports team? I sure am. So I'm a University of Minnesota Golden Gophers fan. Obviously, I watch women's volleyball because that's what I coach, and I just can't get into it. Missing players, games being canceled. Is anyone else having trouble? Even the pro leagues. I mean, I watched a little bit of NFL, watched the Super Bowl. Big Tom Brady fan. I don't know if anyone just shut off the podcast when I said that, but big Tom Brady fan. I enjoyed the Super Bowl, but I'm not watching baseball or basketball or any sports like the NCAA. I'm not watching anything because I can't get into it. It's too weird. Is anyone else being weirded out by professional sports? And I think it's great to have that. It's an outlet. It's a way to relax. Again, something else has been kind of taken away, I swear, when this is done, man, I am going to travel. I'm going to be watching sports. I'm doing all that stuff. But is anyone else feeling this way? Because I'm there. Like, it's like, I'll give an example. I watched an old game from 2019. It was Minnesota, Penn State or something like that. I saw the stands full, no masks, nothing like that. And man, that bummed me out a little bit because I'm thinking, man, that's the way the world used to be. And then I went back to how I thought at the very beginning of this episode when I was talking about being cooped up and on edge. It's like a vicious circle, just a vicious circle. Anyway, let me know if you're feeling that way. Love to talk. All right, let's wrap it up there. If you have any questions, let me know. And like I said, open mic, you want to come on this show, come on, talk about whatever. I'm up to talking about whatever you want to talk about. Hit me up. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to the Green Effect Podcast. Subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or Google Play so you catch the next episode. And don't forget to leave a review. Much appreciated.